Morning, I think. That's perfect. So welcome to GLECTA, guys, and this is your NVR session. Now, for those who are here for the first time, let's first quickly have a review about what GLECTA is. So GLECTA is a London-based tutoring platform which gives services for 11 plus, KS3, GCSE, A-levels, and for all the boards that are there. Now, talking about what are we going to cover today. So today we're going to have a few important topics of NVR, which are going to be similar shapes, odd one out, matrices, cubes and nets, and shape codes. But before starting, I see that a lot of you have still not liked my videos. So quickly, first of all, hit the like button and quickly like the video so that we can move on and I can be happy about it. Because if I am happy, I'll make you guys happy, won't I? Okay, so before starting with the questions and jumping onto them, there's one thing that I would like to share, that whenever I meet somebody, people usually say, NVR has so many concepts, it has so many questions, and every question has a different concept. So the kids have a lot of problems with that. I don't know which kind of concept should I apply in what kind of question. Well, I agree that there are so many concepts. So today I bring you a different approach. Today I'm going to give you one concept, and then we're going to see how that one concept can be applied to solve different questions. So are you guys ready? So shall we? Okay, then let's go. So here on the screen you see so many different shapes. Now what I want you guys to do is quickly tell me how many sides does each shape have. Okay, Jason says non-verbal reasoning is a little hard. It's not. You just have to focus. It's pretty good and it's pretty easy. Okay, I don't see anybody telling me the number of sides. Quickly, everyone. Okay, okay, Mothership says 4, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is right. And okay, so that's correct. A square has 4 sides, triangle has 3, pentagon 5, hexagon 6, septagon 7, and an octagon has 8 sides. Now that was very, very easy, wasn't it? How can I solve a question using this simple concept? Now let's see that. To see that, there's your first question that is about similar shapes. So the question says, for the question below, there are 2 figures that are like each other in some way. Find which of the 5 figures on the right is the most like the 2 figures on the left. So let's try and find out the similarity on the figures on left. So I have a triangle. Sides, 3. Number of lines inside it, 2. Which means the number of sides take away 1 is the number of lines on the inside. Well, let's see if the next figure follows the same. 4 sides, 3 lines. It does. So now quickly tell me the answer. Oh, very well. A lot of kids did answer. That's correct. The answer would be B. And there you go. A lot of kids are answering. Well, a lot of kids are also answering C. Let me tell you. It may be confusing, but C has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines on the inside. What I have to do is number of sides take away 1 is equals to number of sides on the inside. So if I have a pentagon, I need 4 lines on the inside. So the answer would be B. Pretty easy, right? Now, I want you guys to solve the next question using the same concept on your own within 10 seconds. Are you guys ready? So, let's go. I'm going to stay quiet. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not helping. Do it on your own. It's over, the time is over, and I see a lot of kids saying B. Is it B? No. Is it A? No. Okay, the concept was number of sides. This has 4 sides, this has 4 sides. So the similarity would be B having 4 sides, E having 4 sides. But now I have 2 figures with 4 sides. What do I do now? I can't have 2 answers. So for that, you need to see the lining on the inside. The inside linings are vertical. So B has horizontal lines, so I cut down B and I am left with E. Pretty easy? Now let's try and do the same kind of thing, but in odd one out. But before that, let's talk about Jason. He was the most active kid in our last life class, which I'm very proud of, and you can be my next kid. All you have to do is like, share, subscribe our video, send it to many kids as much as you can, tell this to your friends, tell this to your family, and share us as much as you can. Be active in our lives, comment, and we would help you get better marks, which we are. We have done 2 lives. All we're trying to do is help you guys crack that 11 plus so that you can be in your favorite grammar school. So now let's move on to odd one out for number of sides. Well, they're all circles, 0 sides. What do I do now? Well, don't worry. Other than the circle, you also do see the lines. So what you have to do is count the number of lines that are coming out from that circle. Well, somebody says, congratulations, Jason. Exactly, congratulations, Jason. Okay, I'm happy for Jason, but I'm here to teach. So quickly. So A has 8 sides, B has 5, C has 6, D has 8, and E also has 8. Now for that, what do I do now? How can you find an odd one out with so many? Come on, come on. You can do it. I know you guys know the answer. Okay, we're done with the previous question. It's okay. Quickly, quickly. Okay, Mothership answered the question. Okay, great. Emily, Robertson, and then there's Annie, Aradhya. Okay, everybody's now answering. The answer to this question is D. Because the concept was number of sides, and A, B, C, and E all have 4 sides, while D has 5. That's perfect. That's correct, Suraj. It has 5 lines and therefore is the odd one out. Now we're done with similar shapes and odd one out. But do you guys know I can apply the same concept to solve matrices as well? Well, let's try that. Here's the question of matrices, and it is about similarities in the number of sides. Now, when we solve the questions for matrices, a lot of kids have questions like, I don't know if I can go vertical or should I go horizontal? What should I do? Upside down, sideways, what do I do? Well, the answer to that question is, you can go anyways, but you have to follow the pattern. For example, one suggestion that I can give you here is always do your question in the ways which have more commonalities. For example, the entire line is a triangle. Entire line is a circle, which means this entire line should be a square. But what kind? So, if you see in the first line there's a triangle with a tiny black triangle in the middle. Then you see the middle triangle being all black. Then you see the white triangle. In the bottom line also, we have a black circle, a white circle, and a circle with a tiny black circle. So we have to follow the same pattern in the middle line. So I have the black square, yes. I have a square with a black square on the inside, yes. Now I need a white square. So for that, I have B and C. But which one should I choose? They're of different sizes. Which size is the correct one? So to answer that question, you see the black and the white should be of the same size, so the answer is B. Now try to apply the concept of sides and do one question on your own. There you go. Oh, Emily says, I think you're super cute. Thank you, Emily. Okay, back to the questions quickly. Okay, kids are saying B, E, I see D, and there's B and E and D. Which one is it? I'm confused. Quickly. Okay, so Mothership says B, Fortnite says E, Tilak says E, Fortnite E, Safiev E. Okay, so many E and B. Now, in this question, I agree the most confusion is between B and E. So for this one, let's see a pattern. If you go horizontal, you see each line ending is a vertex, which means here as well, each line ending should be a vertex. In E, it does not follow that pattern, while in B, it does, so the answer will be B and not E. Do you guys get this? Easy enough for you? Now let's move on to the next concept. But before that, let's have a test of your general awareness. Are you guys ready? Because I am. So here on the screen, you see a question that says, what is the group of stars called that form an imaginary picture? Anyone? It's a pretty easy one if you ask me. Okay, some kids say yes. Okay, Rob Luxian, well, good name, says constellation, and that's correct. It's a constellation. Somebody knows the name of a constellation? Quickly. Orion. Big Dipper. There's so many. Okay, let's move on to the next question, which says, which is the fastest flying bird in the world? Well, I know the answer for this one. Definitely do. Which is the fastest flying bird? Anyone? Oh, I don't see. Okay, Mothership says it's a peregrine falcon, and that is correct, but I hope you did not Google that. It is a falcon, and that is correct, and I hope you guys know something new now. Coming to the last question, the easiest one but the trickiest one. It says, where do you get sugar from? Well, everybody loves sugar, don't they? Because I do. Where does sugar come from, kids? Okay. James said sugarcane, and that is correct, James. It does come from sugarcane. Perfect. You guys are good, I must say. Good. Keep going. Have that general awareness going on. Now coming to a very important information, which is we're going to start our new batch in the upcoming week, which is 15th of August onwards. So if you haven't enrolled with us yet, I want you to, because I'm having so much fun in this class, and I hope you are too. Also, do not forget to like this. I want to see the like button hitting bang, 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 and again. So go on, like, share, and subscribe the video as much as you can. Moving on to the next concept as promised. What do you guys see on the screen? Well, there's same shapes, some shapes, and there's lines going on. What is this talking about? Come on. So they say a square, they say a rectangle and a rhombus, but there's so many lines. Symmetry, exactly. So this concept is about symmetry. Now in symmetry, so the first concept for shapes was number of sides. The second concept for shape is look for the symmetry. So all you have to do is try to see the symmetry and see that if I overlap the shape, would it be overlapping completely? And also look for if there are reflections of each other. Now let's see how this pretty simple concept again can help us solve different kinds of questions. There you go. Now this is a question of odd one out using the concept of symmetry. So I see a lot of shapes, I see the middle line, and I see dots. What do you think should be the odd one out here? There you go, there you go. Quickly, everyone. Mothership says D, that is, I'll tell you in a second. Okay. Everybody says D. Yes, it is D. Everybody says D, and that's perfect. So, it is D because that's the only one that has two black dots on the same side of the line of symmetry. So, it would be D. That's perfect. Moving on to the next question of the same concept, which is this one. And while you are trying this question, I would ask you guys to also download the mock test that's given in the comments section for you guys. Download that free mock test and try to solve those questions, because at this point of time, the more the questions, the merrier it would be, isn't it? Okay, so the kids are now answering the question. Jason says D, and there you go. Yes, B, D, B, D, B, D, B, D. And there you go, B, B, B. Yeah, that is correct. It is B, because that's the only one that does not have a line at the line of symmetry. Maybe if it would have been here, I would have thought about it. Okay, now you see the symmetry for odd one out. Let's see the symmetry for similar shapes. Now this question is the easiest one out of it, but it has been asked in the previous year questions, which is, you see the line of symmetry on the left hand side figures. It's a similar shape question. So you see that all the figures have a line of symmetry in the middle. All you have to do is find the same in the options, and it's pretty clear to me that it's A, because other line of symmetries are little here and there. They're trying to roam around. Now I want you guys to apply the same concept of line of symmetry for similar shapes in this question. Take your time, I'm here, all yours, but try to do it as quick as possible. There you go. I see a lot of kids saying A. Let me tell you, it's not A. Atik says, I love GLECTA. Thank you so much. A, E, A, E. Decide, which one is it? Okay, I see E, A, B, C even. Okay, again, line of symmetry. I said something about the line of symmetry. That if you fold it, they should overlap. A doesn't overlap. E, on the other hand, does overlap, because they're reflections of each other. So instead of A, the answer is actually E here. Now, kids make this mistake a lot. So try to just open your imagination. Think that if I pick up E on a paper and if I fold it on the line of symmetry, would it overlap? Would the figures fit with each other? Imagine as much as you can. NVR is about imagination. We have so many figures to imagine for. Why would you not want to imagine? I would love imagining. Like every time I, have some time, I imagine. Use that imagination to solve questions and it would be easy again. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and if you are, hit the like button and let's go. What is the similarity between A, B, and C? Anyone? Do you guys know the answer for this question? What is the similarity between A, B, and C? Okay. Okay, if you guys cannot answer that, let's see that if you can do this. What is the total number of sides in the set of images? Now this is something that we've already done. Let's see how much you remember of that concept and try to solve the question. There you go. Come on, everyone. Okay. Now, do you see A? Can anyone tell me how many number of sides you have in A? 12. There you go. Yes, the similarity between A, B, and C is that the total number of sides here in all of them is 12. Pretty easy again, right? All you have to do is count the sides. Abdul says, I said it first. I hope you did. Okay. So now let's try this. Same concept, just count the number of sides. Now if you see here, you have a question of similar shapes in which you have the number of sides. Can somebody tell me the answer for this question? It says of similar shapes. There you go, everybody, quickly, very easy. I don't want you guys wasting time on questions like these. Easy questions. Abdul says B. Jason, okay. Gulleen says B, mothership, and Sophia says B. Okay, Gulleen B, Habib B. That is correct. So it would be B because this is 3, 3, 4. That would be 10. 5, 5, 10, 6, 4, 10. Easy concept, right? Now again, same concept but a different question of similar shapes. There you go. I ain't telling you anything, but you are going to solve this question pretty quick. Everyone, quickly. What do you think the answer for this one should be? Somebody says B. MTX says B. Tilak says Siri. Oh, what is? Preeti says B. Gulleen says B. Mothership says C. Okay. Yes. Abdul is correct here. It would be C. I see Ashley says C again. MTX says C. And that is correct. It is C. Okay, number of sides, 6, 3, and 3, that's 12. 4 times 3, again, 12. 5 plus 3 plus 4, 12. Easy enough? Well, I hope you guys understood this because this is the easiest way to solve questions. Have different concepts and just learn the concept and then apply those concepts in your questions. There you go, another one. Now for this one, what I want you guys to do before I start with the concept is group the figures that are same. So try to understand out of these 5 figures which are similar. Quickly try to group them. It does give you a hint on the screen. If you do understand the hint, use that and tell me your answers. You have to group them, which means, okay, I'll tell you. There's a group of 3 and there's a group of 2. Try to group them now, quickly. Somebody says C, C, D. Group them together, quickly. I don't see grouping. You guys are late. Lazy because it's morning? Did you not have your energy drinks in the morning? A and E are together, says Roblexian. A, C, E and B, D. That's correct, Gurleen. That's nice. B, C and D. Okay. A, C and E and B and D. That's correct, Gurleen. You would have A, C and E together in one group and B and D are in the same group. Now, why I made you guys do this is because a lot of kids, and I mean a lot of kids, get confused when you see almost the same kind of figure. And especially when they're rotated here and there, and you don't understand anything about it. So, to solve that, what you can do is, if you see the rotation, just try to align them in the same position in your head. For example, let's align all of them like this. So tilt this a little, get that in middle. Tilt this a little upwards, get this in middle. Tilt this upwards and get this here. And then rotate this on this side, and there you go. If you do that, then you can figure out the similarities and the differences on the basis of where this white half lies. For example, in A, it's at top. In B, it's at the base. So according to that, you can figure out. So in A, C, and E, the white half is at the top. In B and D, the white half is at the bottom. Easy? All you have to do is rotate the figure to get all of them in the same orientation and compare. Easy enough, right? You guys get this? Let's do the question now. Tell me you're ready. Be enthusiastic and stop saying AC, AC, AC. Do something. Tell me you're ready. Okay, Naja says yes. Ready? Ready? And there you go. That's a question. Now for this one, I'll help you a little and tell you that this top triangle, try to align these in the same direction and do this question for odd one out. You have to figure out of these 5, which one actually is an odd one out. There you go. Ready, ready. Everyone's ready? Okay. Can you guys align this? Aligned it? Okay. A lot of D and E. A lot of D and E. Everybody's like D and E, D and E. Okay. Abdul says D. Tilak says E. MTX says E. Gurleen says E. Okay. That was fast. Habib says E. Okay. Now, if you align them, let's say I'm aligning them at the top. So if you align them at the top, you would get this line here, like this. You align this at the top, you would get line here. Align this at the top, you get line here. Align this, you get a line like this. E is the only one that has a line that goes from the top left corner to the right bottom. Others have a line going from the top right to the left bottom, which means E is the only one that has a different diagonal in the middle. Others, all of them have a diagonal like this, which means everyone that said E, like Naja is still saying E, Tilak says E, Fortnite says E, so all of you who said E is correct. Now that was easy. I hope you guys are not confused because we're going to do a same kind of question, but a little tricky one. There you go. Try to solve the question and quickly tell me the answer. Ajay says, I don't understand. Okay, Ajay, try to do this question. What I want you to do is try to imagine that you rotated the figure in the same. For example, even if the figure is like this, try to get it straight. If it's like this, try to get it straight. Even if it's like upside down, get it straight. In any rotation, try to get the figure straight. Okay? First, you get it straight, and then you try to find the answer. A lot of kids says B, A, D. Okay, MTX says B, Mothership says A. Okay, James says B. Okay, quickly, E, C, A. I see every alphabet. What you guys doing? Okay. Nobody has any kind of, like middle ground understanding. It's from A to B to D to C, every alphabet. Okay, so in this one, you see one bigger line, and then there's one smaller line. And I'm not talking about the base. The base, you guys can get it straight like this. But I'm talking about this bigger line, longer line, and shorter line. Try to align them both straight, like get the base here like this. Once you do, you'll see that from A to E, all of them have the longer line on the right hand side, while A has the longer side on the left hand side. So that makes A the odd one out. So you don't have to go B, D, C, anything. You just have to go A. So everybody says A because it is A. Correct? Everybody understand that? Perfect. Hit the like button if you understand this now. Quickly, everyone. Hit the like button. Share this video with your friends. Because come on, guys. Sharing is caring, is it not? So, share it with your friends and your family and your cousins, distant cousins, everybody. Okay. Let's do the same concept now. Very same concept. Align them in the same orientation for similar shapes now. So these are your 4 similar shapes. Quickly, what you have to do is, now I'm going to draw one and then you're going to imagine the rest. Imagine this. It looks like an F with an extra leg. Try to align this straight like this. Try to align them all in this orientation, and then from the answers, tell me which one is the answer. Quickly, everyone. I'm so excited that you guys are learning. You can do it, come on. For those who have still not downloaded the free mock test from the comment section, it's pretty much free, like literally free. Why not take that advantage? Go in the chat section, download your free mock test and enjoy. And you would also get all the answers for that, which means it's pretty much like you solve it and you understand the concept pretty quick. So go on, get your free mock test, like my video, share my video, subscribe the channel. Everybody says, okay, there's A, there's Atik says B, Fortnite says A, C, B, A, B, Habib says B. Okay, then there is Naja says answer is A. Okay, for this one, a lot of kids would be confused because A and C seems to have the same shape that we're trying to get. Now for that, now I'm going to zoom in and look at this very, very carefully. Do you guys see this tiny square? When the last hanging self is attached, do you see this square? You don't see that square in A. You see that square in C. So instead of A, because you see the tiny square for the hanging leg on C, the answer should be C. So even if you just woke up and your eyes are hardly opening, stay focused on the screen. Try to see the figures very carefully because the answer is C, because it's this tiny box that's missing in A. That's where you guys get confused and that's where you guys make silly mistakes. So don't do that. Do not do that. What you have to do is stay focused on the screen even if your eyes are closing off. Wake up, wakey. Now let's move on to the next concept. Next question, but the same concept actually. There you go. Lines. And I know you guys hate lines because every time a question comes for lines in my class, my kids go, "Oh, miss, this is difficult." So let me tell you, it's not difficult. Just align them in the same orientation. Quickly, everyone. Do the alignment. There you go. Okay, are you guys still answering for the last question? Okay, Leland says, I am on my phone, I can't see it. Try to zoom in. Now I learned. Naja, I'm so glad you did. Vivani Patla goes, no. Is it because of the lines? I know you go that like for the lines. But no, it's okay. There you go. Okay, so there should be 4. Yes. Okay, there you go. There. Now for this one, even if you align them, for say I'm aligning these 2 lines like this. You see this tiny little leg coming out? Focus on that. This tiny little leg. If you rotate this straightways, this tiny leg. If you rotate this tiny leg. This tiny leg should always be at the top left corner. Always. So try to find the answer on the basis of which one has the tiny little leg coming out from the top left corner. Quickly. There you go. Leland says D. And I remember Leland just said, now I understand this. And if you go this tiny little leg will come out at the top left corner. So yes, the answer is D. There you go. I'm glad you guys are understanding this. Stay focused on the screen, careful enough. So I know that you guys understand this now. So let's move on. Now, I just said sharing is caring, so I really want you guys to share my video so that everybody can watch and learn, because we go on together, right? And also I want you guys to follow us on all the different platforms like Telegram, Instagram, Facebook, and also YouTube, so that you guys can stay updated about the upcoming events. Also, the more that you share, the more is the possibility of you being our next active kid. So stay focused and let's move on. Okay, let's not move to the concept first. Let's solve the puzzle. You see a puzzle on this figure on the screen. There's option A, B, C, and D. Quickly, everyone, tell me which out of these would fit my puzzle. Okay. Okay, go on guys, answer. Okay, so the kids are answering D, and that is correct. If you pick this up, there goes, and if you put it here, D will fit my puzzle. Now can somebody tell me, where do you use the same concept in NVR? Puzzle time. Yeah, pretty much puzzle time. Can somebody tell me which NVR topic uses the same puzzle concept? Anyone? Nobody knows that? Come on, you guys have been doing NVR for so long. I taught that in classes. At least my kids should be answering. Quickly, everyone. Okay, complete the shape. Matrix. There you go. Yes. The next time you do matrix, instead of thinking you're doing a NVR topic, pretty irritating and I don't understand what to do next, try to do it as a puzzle. So what you have to do for this one is get creative as much as you can. Even if, for example, you feel like drawing it, draw it. Like if you can complete the puzzle by own hand, do that and then figure out what's the answer. Reflect. Sometimes we do have reflections of one corner in the other. For say top left corner to the top right, bottom right corner, or vice versa in any other corners. So try to see that reflection. Understand the position of figures. Pretty much try to complete that puzzle. Copy the lines. We did lines, yes? We understood how to do that in lines. Use that. And it's the same for all directions. I just told you. You can go from right to left and you can go from top to bottom. Just follow the concept. So follow the leader, leader, leader. Okay, let's go. But before that, there's a riddle on the screen that says, a room with no windows or doors, walk in the night, grows in the day, if found where there is death and decay. Anyone knows the name of this? Anyone? Okay, okay. Are you guys liking the video? I hope you guys are. Okay, for those who did not understand this riddle, try to do this. It says, okay, what can? Okay, that's fine. What can be grown without sun and soil and can either provide nourishment or deliver poison? Okay, Vijay Prasad says mushroom, Naja says burial, Ashley says forest, Liz says grave, Tiraj says mushroom, grave, mushroom, coffin. Okay, good, you guys are not like proper death. Come on, I'll not talk about death to kids now. Okay, mushroom, yes, it is mushroom. Now why I actually took this riddle is because I get it, riddles are nice, they're tricky and stuff. Both of them, actually the answers is mushroom. But I wanted to show you guys this. This is the largest mushroom. And this is pretty big. Like compare the size of this tiny human with the size of this mushroom. It's huge. Like huge, huge. And this mushroom is actually present on the planet, and it's a place that you can go to in the US, and it's like wow big, wow big. And the name of this mushroom is this. It's a honeycomb mushroom for those who cannot say the name, but for people who do like fancy names, it's called Armelia ostoye. So that's the scientific name. I hope you guys understand that. And there you go. Done with the riddle time. How tall is it? Pretty feet, like 10 or above. Okay. Moving on to, we've understood the concept of matrices. All you have to do is apply it. Now, it's so big, I know, right? It's about 25 feet. Okay, yeah, that is good. You guys are Googling it now? Is Googling a word? I'm not sure. Okay. This is giant. It is, I know, right? Like, how can something be that big? But do you guys also know that before trees, Earth was actually pretty much covered with mushrooms, giant ones. But then, let's forget about the general knowledge, come back to NVR now. Okay, matrices. Anyone who knows the answer? Okay, you guys have started answering. Rob Lexian says C. And Naja says, yes, I Google it after this live. Okay. Mothership says A. Okay. Ashley says it's a word. I am glad it is. Okay, A. Okay, everybody says A. Yeah, that is correct. So for this one, like I said, for matrices, always understand what's common. You see, these are common, like they have something in common, but with every step from right to left, something is increasing. So that's what you do. You increase something. Now for my first line, I already have 2 blocks. I just have to increase the last step. So you see the last step has double lining and extra lines at the top and bottom, which were missing here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to add extra linings here and extra lines here. So that would be A, which is correct. Don't confuse it with B. B is incomplete. It does not have the extra double lining here, which it should have. Now that was easy, right? Let's try to do another one. Quickly, everyone. There you go. Circle, circle everywhere. There you go. Try to find the similarity in all the lines. What kind of pattern has been followed in all the lines? And if you see it right to left, pretty good. If you see top to bottom, that is good too. So just find the commonalities, try to find the similarities. Go on. Okay, kids are answering A, C, mothership says C. Okay, C, C, C. Yes, that is correct. Everyone, there you go, C. Now let me tell you another trick. It's almost like that game we play where we have to score with crosses and zeros. For example, that's 1 in all 3 lines. Then you have this in all 3 lines. But this one is missing here. So you just fill that up. You see, it's simple. You just have to figure out a way to remember how to do it. So if you can do this, you just have to cross down the ones that have completed the pattern. Whichever one is left, fill it in the missing one. Okay, next. There you go. It's a tricky one, I agree, but at least try. I'll help later. Noughts and crosses, yeah. Tic-tac-toe, okay. Try it. Just follow the pattern. Like I said, you can draw it if you want to. Try to find the commonalities, similarities, and try to make this box. Once you've made it, we can just, find that in the answers. Vivani Patel says what? Is it difficult? No, it's not. Come on. Okay. Just try to make a pattern. For example, it has is equal to, is equal to, is equal to. So I have a dividing sign, so maybe this one should have a dividing sign. So I've made my dividing sign here. Now let's go from this side. Okay? Or let's go from this side, which completes it. So we go from this side. I should have a sign for this one, right? So we can have this sign. Now try to do that. Try to make your own circle because I don't want to answer. I want you guys to answer. That's correct. Kids are getting the concepts. Yes, it is C. Why? Because I did fill this line up. Now I have to fill this line up because this line is filled. So if I fill this sign, I will have an is equal to sign at this corner, which makes it C. Perfect, everyone. I am loving this. My kids are answering finally. And there we go. So now we have to do codes. Now because I think we don't have a lot of time left, what I'm going to do is we're going to solve a few questions of codes. But I want to jump onto nets because I think that's one topic that every kid is scared of to death. So let's do codes quickly. Stay with me, like that video of mine, share it as much as you can, and there you go. Okay, shapes and codes. So look at the similar alphabet first. Okay, let's do that. IV, JV. So V and V is common. Okay, I can do that. Now then, compare the figure to see the similarity. Let's see the similarity. Do they have the same shape? No, that's a hexagon, that's a pentagon. Are they in the same corner? Yes, they are. Okay, so which means V is this corner, bottom left corner. Then we have J and J. Do they have something in common? Yeah, they're both pentagon. So J is for pentagon. Now, which means the latter alphabet, which is the second alphabet, is about the position. The first alphabet is about the shape, which means I is for hexagon, V is for corner, then W is for the top right corner, then K is for, again, it's for the shape, which means triangle. X is for bottom right corner. So now I want top right corner, which is W. I need a hexagon, which is I. So I am I, W, which is A. Easy enough? Okay, I see a lot of kids answering that. Now do the same thing and try to answer this question. Quickly, everyone. Download the mock test quickly, quickly. I see everyone is learning. That was A, but that was old thing. It was a previous question. Let's move on to the next one. See the alphabets that are common and then see what do they have in common in the shape. Okay, kids have started to answer. Does it matter in which order? You mean if you say I-W as W-I? Yes, in the answers it would make a difference. Because in the options, you would have I and W, not W and I. So it would make a difference. So try to do the same thing. For example, if you're trying, because first alphabet codes for something and second alphabet, the letter alphabet, also codes for something. So it would be there. So let's see I and I. Then I means empty, right? And then H means the diagonals, which means this one has diagonal, which means it definitely needs to have the H. Now, looking at R, S and T. Well, the second half of the code does not have any commonality. But then you look at the position. The position doesn't have any commonality either. One is at the top, one is at the bottom, one is in the middle. I want this at this level, which means it has to be H and T, which is C. So yes, a lot of you were correct. Well, I'm liking this. Now let's move on to cubes and nets, because that's a pretty important topic for you guys to know before you enter your examination hall. Now, cubes and nets is a topic that a lot of kids find problem because you've never made it. So, I think this is something that I've said to all my kids that have been, having classes with me. This is a screen slide in which you see a lot of nets. What I want you guys to do is try to have this net as a printout with you, cut the nets and make cubes. This is one thing that's non-negotiable, and I mean it. You draw it, you make it, you understand it. Don't try to just stay on the screen trying to understand it. No, try to make it. Once you make it, you know it better, right? Something that you've done with your own hands. So first is first, get a printout, try to make your cubes. Second, these tricks, I think my kids know these tricks, and I think my kids are very, very comfortable with cubes and nets now because they know this. Now, whoever has studied with me, had my classes, it says which side needs to touch. When sides have to touch, what do we do? What do we do when we have to get the sides touching? Quickly, everyone. I know you guys know this. I know my kids know this. Quickly, quickly. What if you have to touch the sides? What if, let's say, you have to touch this side with this one? What do? Don't try to jump on the questions. Understand the concept first. Quickly. Why do I not see my kids answering? Well, you fold. Yes, that's true. You do fold. But okay. Whenever you're folding the sides, for example, you're trying to touch this. First trick is that because you're folding this anti-clockwise, you would have to rotate it anti-clockwise 90 degrees. That's the trick. If you ever, and I mean ever, 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 have to touch the sides, for example, if you have to touch this side to this. Now you're rotating this anti-clockwise again, and if you're rotating this anti-clockwise, you would rotate it anti-clockwise 90 degrees. That's one. Let's say you have to rotate it again and get this square here. If to do this, You have to rotate it twice, which means 90 degrees plus another 90 degrees, which would make it 180 degrees. So like that. Rotate it, and however many times you rotate it 90 degrees. Okay? So now let's see what's the answer to this question. Okay. Is this first one plausible? I don't think so. Then the down arrow, definitely not. Down arrow, circle on the top, definitely not possible. Down arrow, and no, not possible. Circle, net. I don't think anybody said the right answer, because the answer is E here. Let's see with me. Circle here, arrow here. All I have to do is rotate these things on the sideways and touch the 3. That's it. Aradhya says it. Yeah, it is E. That's correct. Makes no sense. Make the net at home and you'll know. Okay? Everyone, tell me you're going to make this at home. Tell me you're going to get the net, draw this thing on the net and make this at home. Because that is going to help you a lot. So that's the first trick. Do you guys get this? I hope you do. Let's understand the easiest trick so that you guys don't feel too over the top. Now let's see this. Okay. When top and bottom, okay, not, let's say this. Let's do this. That's the best way to solve the question if you have to make a net out of a cube. For example, you already know the 3 faces, right? You already know the faces. Let's say you have L, you have the box, and you have the plus sign in the box. Just focus on that 3. Forget what else is on the net. For example, you have these 3 here. Can you make a net similar to the one that you, can you make a cube similar to the one in the question using these 3? No, L is upside down. I don't need upside down. Here again, upside down, I don't want to make that. Let's see this. No, not really. Okay. Now let's see E. E has L and this square. L and square at the same position. All you have to do is rotate this one to get it here. And I just told you, all you have to do is rotate this 90 degrees. And you will get your answer, won't you? A lot of kids say A. Okay, let's see A. What you're trying to do is you can rotate the entire net. That's what you're trying to do. Well, yes, you can do this, but the net would not make it. Now you say E. That's correct. E is the answer. Now what I want you guys to do is practice cubes and nets at home. That's the most important thing. I don't want you guys missing on anything. Now let's move on to the mandatories, which is your next live class is going to be on Saturday, which is 13th of August. It's going to be a maths live at sharp 1 p.m. I want you guys dedicated to this because I am. We are dedicated to teach you for all that we can before your finals. So come to the live, like, share and subscribe our videos, and I'll see you in the next live with the next good kid that was very, very active today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and this would be me taking my leave. So bye-bye everyone, take care, have a great, great time.